Hello everyone and welcome to another video by climbingarborist.com. My name is Dan and today I just wanted to show you my wood drying kiln and storage area that I've got. So basically about a year and a half ago I got into milling, and then I bought myself a Stihl MS-880 and a 48-inch Alaskan chainsaw mill, and I think I can probably say the same for most arborists that try milling, and it becomes an absolute obsession. I don't know if I've taken it a little bit too far because I've rented some storage space and made a little wood drying kiln in the back there, and just like every time I do a removal or I see some wood coming down or some friends of mine do a removal and there's a chance that we can slab it up, I'm there like a shot. So I just wanted to show you around. And I mean, I built the wood drying kiln on a very tight budget because I didn't want to kind of go whole hog and spend like probably up to $1,000 in making it like really really good build. I just kind of I went about it the cheapest way possible because I just wanted to see if it would work, because I wasn't 100% sure that my system and my setup would work. But it seems to be working really well, and for a cheap setup cost, really. So yeah, as you can see, these are all the slabs that I've got that are dried at the moment. So I've got a bunch of Douglas fir slabs, kind of to about here. Then I've got some pretty cool maple slabs. I've just milled it at the fork, so you get like a really cool grain. So that would make an awesome coffee table for someone. I've got a bit of western red cedar, which was the first tree I milled. It's not fantastic wood for making furniture. Really easy to mill. Like the chainsaw goes through it like a hot knife through butter. But yeah, that's just there because I've still got it, and I don't know, I'm sure somebody will find a use for it. And I've got a bunch of small sections of maple that I cut from a big leaf maple tree that was pretty diseased, so some of these have got some really cool codic response going on. In woodworking terms they call it spalted, so spalted maple, which they just mean all the kind of black lines where the cell walls shut off to try and contain the disease. And then I've got some absolutely wicked pieces, bigger pieces from the same maple. So I've got all this decay in the centre here. Some really cool colours going on. I've got so much. So much character going on those ones. And then I've got some birch. That same again. I kind of milled it at the fork, so it's got like some pretty cool grain. I do need to start milling some straighter sections because I've realised that most of the stuff I've got is at a fork because I think that's where it's going to be cooler. But some people who are buying these slabs don't want weird shapes. Over here I've got some little pieces of black walnut, because obviously black walnut is very sought after. It's a beautiful colour, beautiful grain. So I've just got that. It's only like 10 inches wide, but I thought I could make some really nice shelf pieces with that. Right, and if I grab the camera and we'll just go over to the kiln. So first of all, on the outside here you can see I've got a temperature sensor and humidity sensor. So on the right is the humidity inside the kiln. I've got the sensors actually inside, and I've got the temperature here. So what I've done is I've basically just made it out of plyboard, 8 foot by 4 foot sheets of plyboard. So I've got 2 of those at the door. So The whole kiln itself is 8 foot by 8 foot by 8 foot. See on the sides here, I've kind of taped up all the seams and put some plastic there to try and stop any moisture getting in, because when we're extracting the moisture from inside, you don't want then moisture getting in, you want it to be as dry as possible inside. Just move this wire. So on the inside of the doors we've got insulation. I think it's just 1 inch thick insulation. So on this door there's a little latch on the door there. So inside, so this wood is, I've just put this in, so this is just about to go in for drying. So we've got 7 slabs of ash on the bottom, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slabs of catalpa, which is, I've never milled a catalpa before, I've never even seen catalpa anything really, and it's absolutely beautiful wood. It really does resemble like black walnut with the colours, and then on top I just got this block of maple that I was just trying out my little mini mill, and I just made this square block. So I mean, that's not going to dry out in here very much because it's so thick, but I thought I'd put it on there. It's a little bit of weight, and then at least it'll dry a little bit. Up the top here I've got this spare insulation I had that I've just put to deflect the air from the fan. So you can see there's the fan in the middle, so it blows across, and that's to try and deflect the air down. The idea is that the air comes down the back of all of these slabs and then filters through the slabs, and then as the air comes through it draws a little bit of the moisture away. And at the bottom I've got something similar just to kind of deflect the air. Any air that gets to the bottom, it kind of goes across and underneath the bottom slab. So I don't know how much that helps, but I'm sure that it just does help the kind of circulation of the air quite a bit. And the same here, this is a new addition. I've put 2 bits of small plyboard either side of the fan, and that's to try and force all the air to go through the fan and round, and to kind of create this constant circulation of air all the time. So I've got this fan. This is new. I was using 2 like household desktop kind of fans, but they were pretty useless to be honest, whereas this is a little bit more heavy duty. It's a 20-inch fan, and when it's on like its maximum power, it really blows. So you can kind of, even if you put your hand down right at the bottom of the slabs, you can feel the air that's coming down. So that's a really good sign. Over here we've got the dehumidifier. So that's on the ground. At the moment it's on the opposite side of the wood. Obviously I've got some more space if I want to stack some more wood here, but put that on the other side, so it'll take in the cool moist air, dehumidify it, and then it pumps out hot air on the other side, which will then rise and get dragged through the fan. I've also got like a mini little oil heater down here. That's just for when I want to add a little more heat. Just with the motors and the power of the dehumidifier and the fan, it does get up to about 102 degrees Fahrenheit in here. That's just from, like I say, the heat that these 2 machines generate. If I want a little extra heat, I can plug in the little oil heater. So as you can see on the sides, so all of the sides, the top, the bottom, has that same insulation. So it's pretty well insulated, and then all around on every side it has plastic sheeting as well, which is designed to try and keep the moisture in. The moisture out because we don't want the kind of cool moist air creeping in anywhere. So I've tried to seal the whole kiln as best as possible, so there's no little gaps where moisture can get in. Obviously the only gaps there's going to be is if there's slight gaps around the doors, but when I close those I kind of screw them top and bottom and put some insulation sealing tape, like this tuck tape. I put that all around the doors because then I'm not planning on opening it again for like another 6 weeks or so. So as you can see, I've taped all these seams, all the potential seams, any cracks where there might be air escaping, air getting in. I've done that. I've got a couple of cross beams across the top just so the roof doesn't droop in. And yeah, finally these slabs that I've got stacked up here, I've got them ratcheted down as tight as I possibly can. Now what I did realise when I did the last drying, I didn't come in here for like the whole time it was drying, and I came in and got hold of these ratchet straps, and through the drying process the ratchet straps weren't tight anymore, so I presume that's because the wood maybe shrinks slightly through losing the moisture, so the ratchet straps became loose. So it is going to be something that I'll have to keep an eye on. Maybe after a couple of weeks I come in here, tighten up the straps again, just to make sure, to try and prevent any movement really. Yeah, and so that's about it. So that's the wood drying kiln. Like I say, I'm no expert on this wood drying, and I'm sure I've done a few things wrong, or there could be things that I could do to improve the system, but overall I'm really glad that I got this new fan, so I'm going to get better airflow now, which hopefully will maybe speed up the drying process and also increase the airflow, so it means that the wood maybe won't warp as much, because on the last lot I got a little bit of warp on some of the bits of maple that I dried. This time I'm going to not seal the ends with wax or end sealer. On the last load of wood I did, and I'm not sure if that contributed to the warping that happened. I think that's about it. So thanks for watching. Hopefully if you're into milling, or if you're thinking about building a kiln, it might have been helpful. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.